Is good. I can hear you. Stuart, thanks for joining us. How's it going? How's the
Yeah,
snooker?
I've just um, I've just recently come back from the Chinese hay ball over in China.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so it was just I've not been able to get into my club to practice for the last 2.5, 3 months, which has been it's set me back a bit. So I thought, well, I was invited to this Chinese 8 ball, so I thought I'll go out there. That they paid for everything, so yeah, so I went over there, and what an eye opener that was.
mm.
Um, I've never seen in all the years I've been playing snooker. I've never seen to the level what they've done out there with this high ball. It was absolutely incredible. Um, and yeah, you just want to go back there because they just do everything massive over there. They don't go, they don't do anything half-hearted. It's massive,
Hmm.
and yeah, it was incredible. So yeah, so I've not long come back from there, and I'm able to get back into my club now. So
Mm.
I've been practicing for a couple of weeks. So yeah, yeah, trying to get back into it. So.
Just touching on the hay ball there. That this prestigious. It's called the Joy Hay Ball Masters. You were invited to that because of your senior status, and just for the guys who are watching this interview, this is Chinese 8 ball. Stuart, it's pretty much probably about a little bit bigger than a three-quarter size snooker table, something like 9 by 5, and it's got snooker cut pockets with bigger pool balls, and they use a 10 cloth apparently, and it's very tough.
Yeah, it's pretty much as you said. Really, it's probably more 10 feet by 3, I believe. But yeah, it's they're all number 10 Strachan cloths, and so an American pull ball, so the big
Yeah.
balls, and the pockets are nippy. So yeah, it is a hard game.
Uh,
But I found it really, although I didn't obviously do any good because it was the first time I played when I went out there, but I found it really, really interesting. And yeah, it's something new and fresh. So, I think I'll be playing a lot more of it, to be honest.
Excellent, superb. No, it's everything. It's something to look forward to. I watched some of the games on the internet there. It looks quite exciting. I'd love to have a crack at it. I'm not sure there's many tables over here, but I'm sure I'll try and put a link on here, guys, so some of you can have a look. It was a double elimination pool event. It involved a lot of other professional snooker players. I think Jimmy Robertson, Stevie McGuire was out there. They got as far as you could get with terms of professional tour player, I think. But very prestigious, a lot of money too. You know. So, guys, just in case you don't know Stuart is a seniors snooker player. He's been playing snooker forever. Uh, I don't know. How long have you been trying to get on the tour? About 30 years?
50 years, something like that.
And you're 47 years old, Stuart, because I know you're about 10 years younger than me. Um, you're currently, I think you're number 2 in the senior rankings, world rankings. You're joint 2 or 2, which is kind of a good position to be in.
No, world number 1 at the moment.
Are you one? Well, I'm sorry. Obviously you're right up there now. So apologies.
No worries.
Unfortunately, you haven't got to the Crucible this year.
No, I haven't got in by rights as yet, but I believe I'm one of the first ones to get in if anything happens. So yeah, yeah, I haven't got in by right, but you never know.
I want to Sure. One of the reasons I wanted to bring you on here was to talk about senior snooker. Okay. I I think a few weeks ago we were having a chat when we were playing, and I kind of said to you that I think senior snooker really should be 50 and above. Now I'm not sure whether is that something that's changing, or they're thinking about it, or because I think senior snooker should be 50 and above.
Yeah. So yeah, it keeps chopping and changing really. So for the last few years, I've been playing on the seniors now for probably 5 or 6 years. So it was always 40 and above when I started. But last year, at the start of last year, they changed it to 40, 45 and over. It is now, I believe. But yeah, so it's been chopping and changing a little bit. But as far as I know, from September this year, it's 45 and over.
Are you happy with that, or do you agree with me? You think it should be over 50? Obviously, you're 47. You're not going to say you don't agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can still play. So obviously, it's extra tournaments to play in, and the seniors, it's getting bigger as well. Jason's done an incredible job with it. But yeah, so I do feel a bit sorry for the lads that have obviously been waiting to get on the 40 over. Then they've had like a year or two, and now they've got to obviously wait again. But it is what it is. But obviously, looking for me, I can still play. So yeah, I have to see what happens next year, and hopefully the calendar will be bigger and better. So yeah.
Well, we'll let the guys out there decide that. Leave your comments, guys. This video will go on most of the big platforms out there. So if you want to leave comments, if you think a world seniors events at top amateur level, I know it gets to the crucible at the end, but if you feel that should be over 50 or under 50, what do you think? Send us your views on that. I think it should be over 50. And I'll just give you an example. Sure, I mean, we've got two guys playing at the minute. We've got Ronnie O'Sullivan and Mark Williams playing in a very prestigious event for a lot of money. And they're, 48 and 49 years old. Okay, obviously they're not going to be invited to play in the qualifying parts, or probably even the concluding parts of the Crucible, for obvious reasons because of their rankings. But you can pretty much see where I'm coming from here, from that perspective. And I don't think it, obviously it'll affect some younger players, maybe in their 40s, 45, will maybe contest that and say, nah, we'll keep it as it is, otherwise we can't play. But anyway, that's just my view, and I'm sticking to it. So there you go, So, Stuart, in all seriousness, how long have you actually been trying to get on the professional tour? I mean, in terms of seriously trying to get on.
What you mean when I start playing and stuff? Or
yeah, well, I mean, look, you played in my pro-ams. They were pretty tough for about 4 or 5 years. You won. You're probably, I think you and Jordan Brown are the only ones that won back-to-back weekends, but you won a few quid at my events, and when you played well, nobody took very many frames off you. So I know what you're capable of. Most of the lads in the amateur game know what you're capable of, as much as maybe the years are probably going on the wrong side here. But I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, how long? I mean, do you think you're good enough to be on the professional tour? Would you like to still get on there at the age of 47?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. You just touched on that there. Planning your events. I still believe now to this day that them events were the best I've played in, pro-ams wise, and. I don't want to blow your own trumpet again, Dave, but you did do a great job with them comps. So yeah, that there was top amateurs playing them week in, week out. So and I happened to get to a point there where I was playing the best snooker I've played.
Mhm.
And then obviously, unfortunate for me, lockdown come a week later, and that was obviously, no snooker again now for a year and a half, and I haven't really got back to that sort of level. I'm getting there slowly, very slowly but surely. But yeah,
Mhm.
obviously I've been trying to get on the tour since then, and I honestly believe if lockdown hadn't have come when it did them years ago, I
Mhm.
think I would have got on. But yeah, so yeah, I'm still trying. Just obviously it's not getting any easier, but yeah, I've just got to try and make a few changes really off the table. Try and get a bit fitter and eat the right things and just feel good off the table. So yeah, but I'm still trying. Yeah, so hopefully I can get on that tour at some point and yeah,
It's
touch
getting
wood.
tougher, Stu. I mean, the players that are coming through, the players that are playing in the Europeans, the Q Tour, going to Q school, they're just getting younger. They're getting tougher. They're scoring really heavy. Would you agree with that? Would you say they're just
Yeah,
getting they're
yeah. I mean, the standard now is like you say, especially them Q2s. I mean, it's just absolutely brutal. I mean, I remember playing. Oh God, I think I played Praggers in one of them, and I literally missed one ball in the match, and
Mhm.
I come out on the wrong end 3-2, and I just thought,
Mhm.
well, how's that work? How's that happen? But that's just the standard that it's at. It's all playing on club tables, and pockets are obviously usually on the general side. So the lads are just banging in breaks left, right, and centre, and it sort of almost comes down to a bit of luck here and there. To see who comes out and then matches. You know what I mean? Best of fives, and um,
Mhm.
but yeah, the standards just mental at the moment with it. So you just go with you got to have something extra special to win them events, and you know Michael Holty's fair play. He's obviously won 2 or 3 of them last year, and I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing. How hard they are to win. But yeah, it's it just keeps you wanting to go, and if you do win one of them tournaments, you feel like you've won a proper tournament. Um, but yeah, it's standards never been better in the amateur game for me.
Well, I've kind of always said in the past, I think things should change. I think there's too many professionals on the tour. I think professional tour should be 64 instead of 128. I think that maybe the rest of you should play qualifiers, just like they did. Maybe if you remember the PTC days, where anybody could come in and win an event or qualify for something. I think it's difficult now with the finances and the sponsors to perhaps maybe organize that or facilitate that. Maybe that's the reasons why. But I just think there should be more open events for amateurs to find a way through, rather than work their bollocks off to get on the tour with cutthroat best of fives on a Q tour. It's really, really tough for them. And they're not getting an opportunity, even with the seeding for that matter. But what's your views on that?
Yeah, well, I didn't really play anything in the PTC, so because I was having a break from the game at the time, and I don't think I was playing, but I remember the Pios days where they used to play in Prestatyn, and
Mm-hmm.
that was for me the best format that I've seen, really, because there was 10 events from September to June or whatever it was. Um, they're all star tables, and the top 8 players out of them 10 events, they were the 10 best players, the 8 best players. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
no one could have any arguments that the tables were brilliant, the setup was great, and the 8 best players did actually come through in the end, obviously to get on the tour.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was the best at the time. It was really, really well run, and yeah, and it's a shame that they can't really do anything like that at the moment. But they've got their own
Well,
ideas, obviously, at the IQs.
I know there was a lot of entries for the Prestatyn events What was that format, Stu? What was the best of frame format there? What was it?
It's best of sevens. Yeah.
Best of seven? Was it back then?
Yeah.
I say, yeah. Well,
Best of sevens.
yeah.
And Prestating's gone now.
Yeah.
Prestating's gone now. Yeah,
yeah.
It's gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's just that it's nice to reflect on those days because they were better days. There was more opportunities for amateurs or players coming through. Now it's tougher. You know, is it any better? I don't know. It's up to you guys to decide whether it's any better or not. You know, what about the tour? Do you think the right amount of 128 professionals? Is it right? Is it wrong, or is it too many, or what?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. So I'm not sure whether there's too many or you know, I don't think I mind 128, to be honest. But you know, and there is a few more avenues now to get on. But you know, you've got like the Europeans where there's just one spot. You know, it's quite. Although this year Q2 there's been 3 or 4 places, which is obviously better. But you know, you get one for the Europeans, so it's quite brutal, really, in that way. But yeah, and then obviously you got Q School, which is just an absolute cauldron of it's just brutal. But yeah, as far as the two is concerned, I don't see any past 120. I don't see a problem with it, to be honest. Me personally,
it's quite expensive as well, also for a lot of the guys to travel to these events. I mean, Q Tour, you know, Q School, Europeans, you've got to cover all your expenses, you know, to that extent. Sometimes you're away. You're not sure how long you're going to be there, you know, so you're pre-booking hotels and stuff like that. Very, very tough. And I know that most of the qualifiers are played here. Well, most of the events are held here, I think, which is we're probably grateful for. As much as I'm sure there's a couple of other events which will bring in some of the Chinese lads from. We'll get them on a tour from their own Q tours. But okay, so what's next for you then, buddy? You're going to go to Q School. Is that the next thing?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm going to have another crack. Obviously, as I said, I've not really been practicing that much really, but I'm back in my club now, so I should be trying to bang the hours out, arrange a few games, go away and play a few players, so I can be as sharp as I can be for it. But yeah, you know, I'm actually starting to hit the ball quite decent, you know, last couple of weeks. So hopefully, you know, I might have timed it okay. Who knows? But yeah, I think I'll be there. Yeah, I think I'll.
And you're practicing. You're at the Stratford Sports Club there in the Midlands, which is a great club, by the way. And you're who are you practicing with at the moment?
Not really. There's not really anyone. I mean, Andrew Norman coaches out of there, but he doesn't. You know, he obviously because he lives in Bristol, so he doesn't really come down that often. But yeah, so it's usually I'll just practice on my own majority of the time. But the club's just been refurbished now. Obviously, as I said, it's reopened. So Sean Murphy come down last Friday and reopened it and done an exhibition. And yeah, the club's nice now. It's a lot better. You know, obviously they got more furniture in there now, and it's been done out. Yeah, I think you'd be impressed with it if the next time you come. And the tables are playing great. So yeah, it's the facilities you know, are as good as ever. So
I think Andrew get to the Crucible, the seniors?
Yeah, he won early on in the season. So yeah, beat me in the semis in the one he won. So yeah, so.
Stu, I said to keep this short and sweet. I think we're going to get back and watch a bit of snooker now. Thanks for joining us anyway. We'll catch up with you another time.
Yes, okay, Dave. Yep. Good to see you. Good to speak to you.
Cheers for coming.